Travel is extraordinary, and travel can actually shift mindsets. So for a typically underserved student, what can travel do for them? I talked to a few people, and it sounds like it gives them cultural competence. But what really is cultural competence? I set out for answers, and the first person I asked was Lisa Ratmansky.
I think it's a complex interplay of having an awareness of one's own home culture or cultures and understanding how others from many different situations and places in the world and religions and ethnicities and anything you can think of, geographies, how they may live their lives in ways that are similar, very different, and being comfortable in exploring those differences.
Travel is about those new perspectives, and it is about delving into those new experiences, and that's why it's so helpful for these students. They're able to branch out, and they're able to explore something that they've never done before. But what is it really like to be engulfed in a new country, in a new culture?
When I was about 19, I took a trip to Europe, and that had a big influence because it was about a 3-month trip. It was before we had cell phones and internet and so forth. So I just remember flying into London, and it was a big city, and then when you were in the trains, when you got a train to center city London, and I had no place to go, right? So you start looking on billboards like where to go to rent. And when you're young, you don't think about like repercussions or you're just much more brave. You don't know what's out there, so you just do it. Yeah. So I ran into like 3 Spanish people, and we hung out, and we all rented a room together in like this British flat. It was like, I would never do that now, but it was so much fun then, it was just like your world is so open.
The American Journal of Preventive Medicine states that early childhood development is influenced by characteristics of the child, the family, and the broader social environment that they experience. And that's what we're really getting at here with this aspect of travel. If these underserved students are able to branch out and experience these new environments, then it can make them grow substantially, not just in their everyday life, but mentally, physically, emotionally. It just gives them more awareness. But you don't really need that international travel to gain that stuff.
I think that awareness and that openness comes all over our everyday experience. You could be sitting next to a classmate who's from a place that you're not from, and begin to grow as you learn about each other.
I remember a couple of years ago, I decided that I would take my College 101 class into the city for a cultural experience such as the one that you are talking about. Many of them had never ridden a train before, believe it or not. So we took the train from the Radnor station, we went into Philly, and the first thing we did when we got there was to have lunch at the Reading Terminal Market. And rather than have everyone eat at the same place and all together, I decided they could spread out and go explore throughout the market. And I think that was their first adventure into something culturally different from that to which they were accustomed, because those kinds of places don't exist.
The world is so interesting, all these different cultures. So anyway, I think that's what cultural competence is, an openness, I think, to different cultures and respect. That's how I would define it.
The American Journal of Preventive Medicine also states that students that have been through early childhood development programs, such as those who will take them on trips and travel programs, increases their cognitive ability at a very young age. It increases their motivation towards school, it increases their readiness to learn in a school setting, and all that supports the statement that this can help educational attainment in the higher setting. It will help with high school graduation and will reduce dropout rates. And so take those students to experience new things. Take those students down the block just to eat a different kind of food. Take those students just to meet someone new of a new culture. It can only give them gains and help them in the future.